All right, Gasparilla Bowl, Friday, December 22nd, Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay, Florida, Central Florida, Georgia Tech. We've got UCF 4.5-point favorites, 64.5 being the total here in this game. Obviously, this is a situation where for UCF, Tampa, pretty damn close, to the campus. Not the bounce house, but pretty damn close here. Tampa, Florida. Tampa not far from Orlando. UCF, solid season, 6-6. Georgia Tech lost their final game to Georgia, 31-23. But I got to admit, Georgia Tech impressed me down the stretch. Played some good football. Beat North Carolina. Beat Virginia badly. They had the one loss that was pretty bad against Clemson, 42-21, but bounced back against Syracuse and then against Georgia. Now, you could say how much was Georgia invested in that game with the SEC championship on the horizon. But still, Georgia Tech, wire-to-wire point spread cover. They were able to move the football against Georgia for periods of that game as well. So pretty solid effort there. I like Georgia Tech's offense. I mean, I've never had an issue with Haynes King. I think he's been solid. They've got Jamal Haynes running the ball along with Dante Smith as well. Eric Singleton Jr., good receiver. There's things to like about Georgia Tech's offense here. What's concerning, though, is two of their better defensive players are in the portal. Kyle Kennard, Keenan Johnson here for Georgia Tech. So that's going to hurt. UCF, though, is missing, a key starting cornerback who's really good, Corey Thornton as well, going into this game. And then there's a couple more cluster injuries in the secondary, players that were out late in the season that may also miss this bowl game here due to injury. So I think this sets up as points here in this bowl game. And the betting markets agree because this total opened 61.5. It's up to 64. I agree. I would look over. I'd probably lean Georgia Tech, though, if I were to play the side. What do you think here, Connor?
Yeah, one thing UCF should have success is running the ball because Georgia Tech just not very good. Both these teams, Bavano, just up and down. You couldn't really figure them out.
On UCF. UCF should run on Georgia Tech.
Should run it, yeah, with Plumlee. Some had a few big wins, some bad losses. I still remember, even at home for UCF in the bounce house you're talking about, to Baylor, a few of those games were bad. West Virginia, they did win 3 or 4 down the stretch and look a lot better. I think there's points here too. I'd lean over. And I just think Central Florida, they might win this game, but I don't really want to lay basically a touchdown in this game, 6 points. So I looked away with Georgia Tech, especially if they don't turn the ball over. Haynes King, he had a few really bad games, but I think he should have some success. And I always like the athletes. You talked about, though, that's going to hurt Kennard, one of their better defensive players, being gone. That doesn't look well. It looks like he's going to maybe Florida State, too. I was looking at that last night. So, but yeah, I think Georgia Tech can hang around here. I think we see points.